Welcome into the PHNX Suns podcast, where we're all yellers here. I'm Espo. He's Saul Bookman.
You're an old yeller.
You're an older yeller. Right? What's the point here? It is time for some Friday fun. If you can't tell, we're a little frisky. Let's just say it that way. We're going to have some fun. Jock Landale going to be joining us in just a few to talk about Suns versus Clippers. Before we get into that, Saul, we briefly touched on it in the post game yesterday, but there's this idea that we always had that Devin Booker needed a Batman to his Robin.
Mm-hmm.
He needed that superstar to come in to take the load off of him and make it easier. I'm starting to wonder if Devin Booker is the Batman and he always just needed a really good Robin, and that KD's at a point in his career where he's more than willing to be that Robin now.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting discussion we had a little earlier about it. I can't decide yet what is what. I think right now what you can certainly say is that Devin Booker feels far more comfortable in this system than Kevin Durant does. I think Monty feels better about some of the sets that they run that focus a little bit more on Booker than KD. And I mean, right now you can't say that KD isn't basically a glorified Mikal Bridges at this point. You know, like that's the role that he has taken on, basically. Nothing else has really changed. Obviously, he's a premier shooter and premier playmaker. And
he gets double teamed,
and he does get double teamed. So, I mean, hey, whatever gets a W, I guess that's all that really matters.
But I just feels like Kevin Durant's been through all the criticisms, had a lot of things come up over the years. And it may just be at the point where he's like, okay, I'm all right being that guy with Devin Booker. And, he's still going to have those moments. He's going to have an insane game at some point in these playoffs. But I think he's just starting to feel like it might not be so bad to do that. We've got our special guest, Jock Landale, on the line. We're going to welcome him in here. Jock, how are you out there in L.A., man?
Good. Can you hear me this time?
Oh,
we can.
Oh, yeah.
Bang on. Yeah, going well, fellas. Just finished up practice then. Cruising. Kicking my feet up.
What's the lid? What's the lid?
This?
Yeah. What we got there?
It's it's a trucking company from back home that my dad uses on our farm called New Holland. It's a good one, and I accidentally once said that we use strictly John Deere's on the farm, and that was incorrect. And we got a lot of stuff from the boys down in New Holland, so hopefully they'll see this and know that I'm giving them a shout out this time.
There you go.
Free tractor would be good, fellas.
Only if they give us one too. I don't know what we'll do with it, but we'll take a free one too.
Espo will use it to drive to the arena. I'm sure he would.
Why not?
Exactly.
Transportation's transportation.
That would be love. I'll tow Espo to the arena in it.
Did you? This is totally out of left field, but did you grow up on a farm? Were you doing? Were you on the farm growing up?
So we've had the farm in our family for about 180 years. Yeah, we spent a lot of time up there as kids, but Dad kind of moved us to Melbourne to pursue his own stuff in finance, and then when my grandfather moved on, Dad took over the farm from the rest of the family, sold his business, bought the farm off the rest of the family, and stayed within the family for another couple tens of years or whatever it might be. So it's been good.
Jock, obviously playoffs. We're about to get into Game 4. How are you feeling? How do you sense the team is feeling right now? What's the vibe around the locker room? Obviously, when reporters are not around and we can't see.
Yeah, vibe's pretty good, mate. It's it still feels like we're figuring things out a little bit. I think that there's still not necessarily growing pains, but just active discussions around like how we can make, Kay's life a little bit easier, how, we can make Chris's life, like that stuff all still has to play part in us going really deep in the playoffs. So there's constantly active discussions around that. There's active discussions around how we use DA. There's just a lot of that kind of feeling out process still going on. But for the most part, the vibes are really good. I think that the boys have done a great job thus far, kind of rolling with the punches. We'd all like to, have one massive game where we really take things in stride and get a big win. But at the same time, we've only played 10 games together or something like that. Like, I know at times there's been lineups that have not played a single minute thrown out into a playoff game. So there is just like a bit of a feeling out process going on right now, and I think that we spoke about it in the locker room the other day, me, Kev, and might have been Tory. But we spoke about how that first loss was something we probably needed, and I think that it'll actually benefit us going forward in the long run, because you get a player like Kevin Durant of his caliber, and maybe you take a little step back and think, oh, it's all good. Like, things will be easy. Things will just get done with Kev on this team. So I think realizing that we're not invincible and a good Clippers team, even still short of Paul George, can kind of push us to the wire and have done so the whole series thus far. I think was a good realization that we needed to come to. And you see as the games evolve, books in everyone's ear, like, this is the playoffs, man. We can't be acting so relaxed and straight face. Like, there's got to be a certain degree of intensity that things aren't good, and there needs to be a certain urgency. And those are conversations that are continually happening as we go through the playoffs. And I think that it's going to be great for us this series. I think this first real big test that we're having right now, even an undermanned Clippers, is still pushing us to the brink. I think is something that we're really going to use and grow from going forward.
Talking heads like us will bring up the way a team wins or things like that. Do players care how you win, or is it just about getting the W any way possible?
Nah, we care about how we win. And I think that that's something that's kind of been preached on. We want to win, a few games here in dominant fashion. And at the end of the day, the win is, you all know that the win is the only thing that matters. But when there are so many slip ups, and there are so many times where it just feels like we haven't got our foot on the gas the whole game or whatever it might be, I think that really gets to players. And I think that we expect ourselves to win in dominant fashion here in the playoffs, and we need that. So the manner in which you win certainly matters. I mean, we always talk about coming into games and just putting our foot on a team's throat and just really trying to beat them in that manner. Now, it doesn't always happen like that, and it's not ever going to be easy to do something like that, especially in this environment. But it's certainly something that you want to do. You want to come and win in dominant fashion.
Does it give you confidence though that you guys haven't played that complete game yet, and you've still been able to take the 2-1 lead?
Yeah. I would say that there's always going to be a real big degree of confidence amongst this group, and it's kind of been that way from the start. Even when we were going through some dog days early on in the season or in the middle of the season, it still felt like there was an air of confidence that kind of ran through the group and never wavered. And people were always calling into question, do we really, are we really good? And outside of the locker room, that is. And for us, it was never that. It was always, we're not going to win a championship in October, November, December. We'll win it in June. So, there is always a degree of confidence within this group, and that breeds itself from the intensity that we kind of play against each other with in practice, and the competition that we have kind of always around the group. And I would say that never wavers, but regardless of where it sits right now, that's we still need to win 2 more games and then take it to the next one and the next one. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and there's still a lot of room for things to go wrong. So there's time will tell, but I think we're sitting in a really good spot right now where everyone feels like we're gelling and more every single game, and that's what's most important.
I've seen Devin in practice before. I've seen him go at guys before physically. He's very intense in practice. He's even if it's just a shoot around, he's still intense. Have you seen? Obviously, he's played phenomenally these last 3 games. Have you seen a different level to that intensity, maybe in the recent weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I think that he's done a really good job of being a vocal guy. You know, we all know that CP is kind of that vocal leader on the team, and he holds guys accountable for certain, mishaps and mistakes out on the court. But I think it's been refreshing to have Book now step up and be like that. And I think that really shone through in game 2 and 3 where he started, holding guys accountable. Like, nah, we can't be doing X, Y, or Z. We have to step this up. This is the playoffs. Like he keeps saying, this is the playoffs, man. There isn't room for error, and there's not room for just being lackadaisical. Like we need to do this right now. Like this is the time we need to go. So he's stepped up in a big way in that regard, and I think that everyone does look to him for that sometimes. And I'm not saying that he didn't do it throughout the year, but I've definitely seen that go to another level in this first round of playoffs, and I think that it's something that the group really needed.
Devin and Chris were joking after game 2 about how Book played Call of Duty to kind of blow off steam. What do you do on an off day like today to kind of make sure your focus stays where it needs to be, but also clear your head a little bit?
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally. I don't care what Book does. I want to know what you do.
Man, I'm different in that regard. I like to get outside, go have a coffee. I went and sat in the coffee shop this morning for 2 hours or so, and that's my kind of happy place where I get away from things, is just sitting in a coffee shop, having a conversation, doing something like that. Getting out for a hike with the missus and the dog when I can. Ims has just got in town, so we're going to go out for dinner tonight, and just kind of like getting out of the hotel, getting out of the basketball realm is what's most refreshing for me. So, we're going to go catch up with a few mates in LA tonight and have some dinner with them, and that's my way of kind of disconnecting, is just taking myself out of this, not fantasy world, but just, out of this space and putting myself back into the real world and having conversations with, real people, I suppose. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's my way of disconnecting.
Do you people watch when you're having coffee? There's some weird people in
LA.
Yeah.
Mate, that's the best part. That's the best part about going out and doing that stuff, is you get to see, you get to people watch. It's great, mate. I'd love to people watch US, but I think you'd be a real character.
You'd be highly disappointed.
No, you would not. No, you would not. I have sat from afar and watched Espo, and he doesn't know it, and he does some weird shit sometimes.
We used to share an office.
I bet he does.
Yeah. Come follow me in Vegas at Summer League. You'll see.
I don't know if I want to do that, man.
Just wait till my guy's high on edibles. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun trip right there. Jock, I just gotta say this. I'm sure you hear this from your teammates, because you got some good quality human beings on that team. But you have a lot of people in the chat that are just big fans of you and have been supporting you, and they're clamoring for some Jock minutes. Obviously, I'm sure you'll get those at some point. But I will say this, from my perspective, watching you on the bench continue to cheer on your teammates, it's been noticed by a lot of people, myself included, obviously. But just keep up the great work, man. At some point, obviously, you're gonna get some time to shine. Listen, man. Sometimes guys in the bench that usually don't expect, they get the minutes and then they produce. And every single time you've gotten those opportunities, you've thrived. So appreciate you, man, and best of luck moving forward for sure. Obviously,
that was Saul's Ted Lasso moment.
Yeah, man. Hey, we all need one.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Everyone needs a Ted Lasso moment, mate. Everyone needs a Ted Lasso moment.
Well, we will let you get out of here. We know you've got things to do, and we really appreciate the time from LA. Thanks, Jock. Best of luck in this series, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
We'll check in soon. All right, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
The thought of Jock people watching me,
I love it.
Following me around.
Jock watch.
Just like 7
That's
foot
it.
Australian
Let's go,
guy
man.
just following me around,
I love
just
it.
watching.
I fucking love it. Let's go.
I'd love to hear his narration, like it's a nature film while he's watching me.
Watch this dingo walk by. I love it, man.
I love when you do an Australian accent.
That was pretty good, right? That was pretty solid. We have one of our fellow Australians here. Yeah.
One of our fellow podcasters in the house. So let me tell you about our friends at Four Peaks. I would love to take Jock.
I thought you were going to go to Roe. Okay, gotcha.
No. That's late. And I don't call it that for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to take Jock to Four Peaks because I feel like having a few beers with Jock would be a hell of a lot of fun. And if you want to people watch, nothing like Four Peaks 8th Street Pub to do some people watch and have a good conversation, drink some great beer, and you can do that on April 27th. NFL draft. Our guys Johnny and Bo are going to be out there. Johnny's really good. I don't know about Bo, but no, I'm just kidding. Bo's sitting right there. They're both great. They're going to give you the best draft analysis when what it has to do with the Arizona Cardinals. You're not going to get in-depth Cardinals coverage like this anywhere else. Nowhere else. Not radio, not TV, not other entities. This is the place to be. These guys have the insight and the connections to tell you everything you need to know. And you're going to get beer specials, giveaways, and the live show is going to be there with the sound pumped through the entire Four Peaks.
Maybe Gavin will find his way over to Four Peaks today. Who knows? Aussie Suns fan pod. Like I said, it's a tremendous venue. It's one of the best in the state. It's one of the best breweries, obviously, in the state. They have great beer, phenomenal beer. Go check them out. And these guys are going to put on a show next week. There's nowhere else where you're going to be able to watch the NFL draft and immediately get Cardinals updates in terms of what the team is going to do, what moves are going to be made, right up to the actual pick and even after. You want to know what's going to happen with DeAndre Hopkins? That's the time to find out. You want to know if the Cardinals are going to move from 3 to 7 or 4 or 5? These guys are going to be all over it. Bo and Johnny, two of the best in the business.
You want to know how many threads are in the new uniforms? Bo and Johnny got you.
They know that. Johnny's already got his.
By the way, Gavin,
he probably made it last night at home.
Gavin, how'd you like the Suns brew? Gavin tried it. He said it's very, very good, and he loved the can. He's already trying to figure out a way to smuggle some to Australia so he can have the can in his man cave. That's how much he loved it. Make sure if you're going to head out to that 8th Street Pub on April 27th for the NFL draft party and have some beer, you must be 21 and older to enjoy, and enjoy responsibly, please. We got a palate cleanser episode. We've talked a lot of basketball. We're back, in the saddle at noon tomorrow for the pregame show, so we thought, let's take a few minutes, take a breath.
Today was a bonus episode.
It is a bonus episode.
We was supposed to be a scheduled day off, but you know what? Espo and I don't take days off.
Nah, Jock called and said, boys, and I want in. And we said, we'll work overtime for you. Why not? So let's have a little palate cleanser. Emma, how are you?
Oh, doing fantastic, boys. How are we doing on this Tasty Friday?
I'd be better if Gordon wasn't taking shots at me in the chat. He says, Espo doing the ad reads while Lindsay is out is like Shamit at backup point guard.
Oh, Jesus.
I do. Damn. I take a lot of shots and I miss, apparently,
wow.
on these. Fine.
Yikes.
You don't get a Roman ad later. That's fine. Emma, what do we got in this palate cleanser?
All right, boys. Well, so first off, as kids, did you guys have reoccurring nightmares?
Yes.
What were they?
Go ahead.
Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of it, but Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I used to have nightmares that he pulled me out of my bed. He came up through the shower drain and grabbed me. I had all sorts of Freddy Krueger nightmares just from the commercials, and the one time I watched one of them on, I think, like UPN 45, and I never quite recovered from it. I still at times will have that nightmare. There's a scene in one of them where Freddy Krueger appears through the bed in this woman's dream and pulls her through the bed. I never was able to quite recover from that, and I will still have that dream. And then I think, like everybody, I have that recurring dream that I didn't actually finish all my credits in college, and I have one more class to go. you know, and like oh shit,
everybody.
I gotta.
What
What
the
the
hell?
fuck, Espo?
I multiple people. I talked to a lot of people who have had that dream. You know, you're still in college, Emma, so that doesn't work for you because that could be a legit thing. You went later in life, so maybe it doesn't work the same way.
I never
but,
cared about school, so it never really bothered me.
School, like I feel like school is like a necessity. I feel like you
Yeah.
should go. I feel like
Yeah.
it's important for like character development to go.
Mhm.
But if I don't finish in the like standard time frame that was dedicated like by society, I don't give a fuck.
Well, no,
My path, my life, my time. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
but my dream is just I get a call from the university saying you still have a credit you were supposed to take. Yeah, yeah, like
A
Like
call from the
like they care
universe,
about
bro.
Espo.
everybody cares about Espo.
I
What was
don't
yours?
have that issue. Mine, two of them. One, being buried alive. I just that's like the worst
Yikes.
possible thing to fucking possibly way to go for me. I just would not. And I've had that dream like multiple times where I'm trying to get out, and it's just
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
it's not cool. And then the second one is always. I think this is the one that a lot of people could probably relate to. Is just like you're about to kiss the girl that you've always wanted to kiss, and then you wake up. It's like, damn it!
Bro,
Oh, I
I
get
try to
a-
go back to sleep,
don't-
and it just
no, you can't like that's the
over.
worst part about good dreams is you can never like fall back asleep and go back into that good
Yeah.
dream. It's the worst.
it is
I
the
get to
worst.
kiss the woman I dreamt about kissing every night now.
All right,
so.
suck up.
Have you guys ever had that falling dream where you're falling in the
Everyone.
and then
It's a
you wake
normal-
up and you actually hit the bed?
Or like a ball about to hit you in the face, and you wake up.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Do you guys think that
whatever you
dream-
dream about, that's your thing there. so.
Do you guys think that pause? Do you guys think that dreams have like actual meanings to them? Like a lot of people say that like, oh, if you have a type of dream where like you're running from something, it means this. Or
No, I don't think so.
Yes and no. Probably. I think your subconscious can be working through things in dreams, so there's some meaning with that. But I don't think there's like otherworldly things that slip into your dream. I think it's just connected to what's going on in your life. So
yeah, I'd agree with that one. If you guys could eliminate one form of music and nobody could remember it, what would you choose?
Country,
yeah,
Country.
100% country.
1,000,000% country.
Why?
It's not even close.
Well, yeah,
I think country is
agree,
the
but, like,
worst
why?
music of all time.
You know what you get when you run a country song backwards?
You
Get
get
your
your wife
dog back,
back, you get your
wife
dog
back.
back, you get your house back, you get your car back.
Yeah, I have never been a country person. Never will be a country person.
No.
I will, with one exception. Garth Brooks I saw live once, and while the music, the show the guy puts on is a great show.
I have heard country shows are fantastic. I have heard country music videos. I'm not gonna lie, those are pretty hot.
I wonder why. Jesus fucking Christ.
My
all of
wife
them.
likes country music. I've just never been a fan.
Yeah. So no Country Thunder for you guys?
No.
Aw.
No,
Are
for
you
multiple
shocked?
reasons.
Are you shocked?
No, not at all.
For multiple reasons. I don't want to go out in the dirt for 4 days with no shower with a bunch of other people. Like,
What's your take on festivals? Like, oh my God, Michaela, shut
Wow.
up. Okay, what's your take on music festivals?
I would try to go to one once, but I don't think it would be a routine habit. Like, I'd like to go check out Coachella. I think Coachella would be a banger. I think that'd be awesome to do it once.
I have polarizing takes on them.
Do it.
I feel like I love the idea. I love the idea of like being able to see all of your favorite artists in one area for one weekend. I think that's the coolest idea ever. I think that having it in a dirt pile of it's just dirt.
Oh, I know.
Bro, go on some grass, please. Please.
I don't. With my luck, I'd go to a music festival and turn out like Fire Festival. Like it would just not be a good.
Like Burning
good
Man?
thing. No. Like
Firefest.
yeah, go
What's that?
go look it
Oh.
up. It was a total disaster, a lie of
It was supposed to be like out in the Bahamas, and it was just a complete disaster.
They basically ditched them on islands with tents and
yeah,
it was just bad.
it was
so.
bad. Ja Rule was like a co-sponsor of it. It was a disaster.
Wow.
Pretty bad.
They have a documentary on it too.
I'll have to watch it.
Eli
Did you
says,
guys? Sorry, go ahead.
Eli says, now we need a PHNX country karaoke episode.
Wow. Wow.
And the thunder rolls.
Oh no.
And the lightning strikes.
Okay. So, did you guys know that Easter eggs, they used to don't look at me like that. They used to paint Easter eggs without like boiling them. They would just paint like raw eggs. Do you guys boil your eggs or do you just grab them out of the fridge?
I don't do Easter, so I don't. You're asking the wrong person.
With your kids, you never colored fucking eggs as a child?
No, I never did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm normal, so yes.
okay, so
Yes, you hard boil them, like, and then you paint them.
I don't understand the concept of Easter.
And then
I just don't. I don't understand how
Okay,
a
which-
rabbit is laying eggs.
That's not okay. First off,
Okay.
not what it is.
Well, I
on
know,
multiple
obviously,
levels.
obviously the religious part.
No,
yeah,
no. Even the other part.
What is it then?
I don't know, but the bunny ain't laying the eggs.
How
I'm
do
gonna
you
tell
know that? Why do the two
Because
coexist together on the holiday?
Because I understand the anatomy of a bunny and that it gives birth to
then
rabbits.
where do the eggs come from?
The chicken.
There is no chicken on Easter.
How
That's
do
not
you
the
know?
mascot.
What if the bunny has a friend that's a chicken and he just gets the eggs from there?
What did he? Never mind. I was about to say something foul.
Yes.
Hey, no
You
pun
are-
intended. Eh?
Yeah. you do
Why-
hard boil them.
why go through that step though?
Because I like to eat the egg salad. So
After you
Wait. Oh
Espo,
my
wait,
God,
you
you are
dye-
gross, Espo.
Espo, you
you
dye
mean to
the
tell me that you
eggs?
boil these eggs, throw them out in the hot ass sun
No,
around the
we
trees
didn't
and
throw
stuff,
it out in the
grab
hot-ass sun.
them, and then break them all up and eat them? Like
No.
still?
We hit them we did them the night before.
Sure.
We hit them in the house, and then we had egg salad the next day. Like, it's not like you didn't just, they sat in the fridge, you put them out, you put them back in the
How
fridge.
long are they out for though?
Not long. It's like 20 minutes. Like, it's
Outside?
No, in the house. We didn't hide them
Wait.
outside.
Espo,
Who
you're not
does a fucking Easter egg hunt in the house?
Tracy. I'm gonna need you to comment.
No,
in
this was when I was a kid. Now we just use the plastic eggs. We don't hard boil them. Now we use the plastic eggs.
You have-
but-
So as a kid, you just went around your own house. You didn't go outside in the
yeah,
backyard.
why would I go outside? It's like 95 degrees in Arizona at Easter. What the hell do I need to go outside for?
Everybody goes
Bro.
outside for Easter.
No.
Yes.
It's
a million
spring-
Okay,
percent.
everybody
Spring
else
is
is
meant-
wrong. Outside sucks in Arizona. And from
During
April,
spring?
from
Are you
April-
kidding me?
This
from
is
April
crazy, Jay.
till-
This is
till
absolutely nuts.
October.
Are you kidding me?
Everybody, Espo, what?
Okay. Whatever.
Why do you
Okay.
act like we're the
Look,
oddballs?
you
You're definitely
are-
on the outside of
You
this.
just said you don't do Easter and you don't understand how a bunny lays eggs, and I'm the weird one.
Yes. The
All
two
right.
coexist. How do they coexist?
Bro, I don't know. I was just trying to ask if you boil them before you color on them. So wait.
Also,
When
for
you-
the pure fact that I don't want to, while I'm coloring them, crack a raw egg all over everything. Like, that's just gross.
How would you, Espo, you're just coloring on it. Are you
Yeah,
like, what do
you press too hard. There's already a crack in it. You drop the
Espo, it's
thing
an
because you lose the
egg.
handle on it. Like,
It's an egg. It doesn't crack that easy. They're fragile. I'll agree. I'll give you that one, but they don't crack by just coloring on them.
Eli said Espo'd Easter.
y'all can eat it, but my Midwestern background.
You're
Yeah.
not from the Midwest.
Well, the chat assumes I am, so
Oh
we're
my
just gonna go with
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
in Wisconsin,
This
that's how
is-
we do
This
it.
is
all right?
wild. This is so wild.
I didn't know it was.
I have gone Easter egg hunting before as a kid.
I love how we call it hunting. Like everybody,
You're
go get
hunting
your
for
shotgun.
eggs.
We're gonna hunt some Easter eggs.
You're
what they
hunting
call it.
from eggs. Oh
No,
no!
they don't do it in Australia, I guess.
Wow.
Look, I know that it's called an Easter egg hunt. I just think it's a funny term.
Jeez. Fun fact. I just saw this today, and I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's fascinating. Did you know that cinnamon comes from the bark of trees?
Yes.
It's called cinnamon bark.
It literally is called cinnamon bark.
I'll go fuck myself. So this is a would you rather question. Would you rather walk around with a skid mark or smell really bad for the rest of your life? So it's either like you have a skid mark on the back of your, for the rest of your life, or you
Like
just,
people can see it?
or you smell really
it's
bad.
it's smell.
Ooh.
I can deal You can lie and try to point to the person next to you about a smell. You got that mark. Everybody knows it's you. So.
Oh man, that's tough.
It's a really hard one.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Because they both really suck.
Oh yeah, they're awful.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I hate when people smell bad. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. Like I have to walk away. I have to turn my head. Like, so I'm gonna go with the skid.
Okay. And I'm the weird person. Eli says the bunny represents fertility and the egg is representation of life. So there you go.
There you go.
I still don't understand it, but sure, we'll go.
Well,
with
obviously, Jay, if the skid mark smelled, then if you're gonna smell no matter what, you might as well just go ahead and say smell.
Is there any food that you guys discovered late in life that you just were like, that's not real? Like,
not real?
Yeah. Like one of my buddies didn't know what an avocado was until he was 16 years old, and he was like, avocados just aren't real until he was 16.
No, I'm pretty cultured. Actually, no, I did run into I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was a snakefish. I've never seen a snakefish before, and they're in China, and the guy cut the head off this snakefish, and it was a really odd looking fish. He diced it up and he cooked it. He made a great dish out of it, but I was just like, if I saw that thing in the fucking water, I would freak out. So
yeah, I'm not a fish guy in general.
Yeah.
I got an opposite though, something that I know exists but isn't real. Kraft singles are not cheese.
They don't claim to be cheese.
No, some people call that cheese, and that is not cheese.
No,
that is just chemicals between two pieces of plastic. Really, it's just a plastic sandwich. It's just plastic across the board.
They legally cannot put the word cheese on their product because it does not contain enough real ingredients for them to claim that it is cheese.
Oh, I know. Just like the bread at Subway isn't bread, and they have legally defined it as such, but people will still call it bread.
And same thing with their tuna at Subway. They can't call it tuna. They call it tuna spread.
Wait, we'll go back to the bread part. How do they bake fake bread?
Because it has to do with the ingredients and that it has a certain amount.
It's the amount of gluten. And then sugar. I think too. Sugar and then something else.
Yeah.
The milk.
I did not know that.
Just the amount of actual real ingredients.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay says, as a lactose intolerant person, can you eat Kraft singles?
Yes.
If you're plastic intolerant, I don't think you should. But if you're lactose, I don't know. I'm guessing there's no lactose in that.
Wow. So. Okay.
Okay, hold on. So this one, chat, if you guys didn't see this at the Diamondbacks game.
Oh.
Okay, so if you're down in the dumps with your girl, would you put up a sign at the big board at Chase Field to tell him to keep fighting for love with you?
No.
It says, Alexandria W., you are my person. Let's keep fighting for us. I love you. This is probably why Alexandria doesn't want to be with you. If your form of communication is the Jumbotron at a baseball game, that's probably why you're having relationship issues. I recommend saying that to her face. That's probably a good start. Or if you really like the form of text, how about you do it phone to phone like normal people? Because putting it on a freaking giant Jumbotron in front of, 25,000? 25,000 other people on a Thursday night doesn't scream effort to me. It screams, I want attention and to shame you into staying with me.
I want to know this right now. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Ever? Probably all of them that weren't with my wife. I'm not saying that as a cop-out. I had a lot of shitty dates.
Oh, man.
I had a woman show up an hour and a half late for a date once.
Did she? So she actually showed up?
She showed up eventually.
Where were you at?
Here's one. I went to a prom. I was invited. It was another school. And it turns out she just invited me because her parents wouldn't let her go without a date. And she didn't want to go with me. She wanted to be around somebody else at the school. So I got ditched at somebody else's prom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was at a high school I didn't go to with a bunch of people I didn't know. I was by myself. That's a shitty date.
I dated a girl virtually. We connected virtually, and she says she was like 5'9", and I was like, cool. And she was not 5'9". Matter of fact, the window that I was sitting at a booth in the restaurant, and I could see the window, and I saw somebody's head just kind of going up and down, and I was just like, huh? And then she came around, and she was like, she was shorter than 5'9", right? Not that I was judging her for anything, but the weird part is like she climbed into the booth.
Climbed in. You're making her sound like she's 4'9",
bro. Step stool the way you're saying this?
No, she was like 5 feet, I think. And she sat next to me, and now we have two sides of this booth. So, there's chairs on the other side. We can look at each other. No, she wanted to sit next to me in the booth. Automatic red flag, right?
You don't do that.
And she's turned, and she's just staring at me like this. And it just made me feel so uncomfortable that we didn't even eat. I was like, yeah, we're good. I don't think this is going to work out. So I left. And I thought that was it. That night, I go to the movies. That night, I go to the movies, and there's a short girl standing in front of me. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like trying to figure out what movie I want to see because I was bored. I was single. And she turned around. And she goes, oh, hey. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's no possible way this is happening.
Hold on. You didn't just keep staring forward and not look down? Like, so there's an easy solution. I don't see anything.
It's so she asked me what movie I was going to see. I just fucking picked the first thing I saw. She was like, me too. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So, yeah, that was a very uncomfortable 2.5 hours as she tried to grab my hand. And, like, it was just not what happened.
I stopped dating, and I was married before apps and all this.
Oh, you should be thankful.
I'm like the caveman, prehistoric caveman lawyer. I do not understand your ways, sir. But don't most people lie in those things?
Caesar said the fact that she ascended into the booth is wild. She just gravitated into the booth. Oh,
Yo,
man.
if someone gravitated into the booth, green flag.
Have you ever had a stalker?
Have you? The better question.
Considered stalkers?
No, the better question. I think this is more a real question. Have you ever had a stalker that you had to like actually take action for?
No.
Not. It doesn't have to be like legal action, but you had to like really get this person to.
I had to tell somebody to stop following me. Yeah. It was an ex, but yeah, it was weird. So
No, I've never had that issue.
I had a girl camp out of my house for like 2 months.
Damn.
In a car.
Yeah. Damn. What?
At night, yeah. That shit was the most wild thing ever.
That is weird.
I know. I was underage too.
This is not where I expected the palate cleanser to go.
Yeah.
What else you got?
That's a palate cleanser for you.
Oh yeah, this is a.
This is like an ASU show right now.
Oh, it's about to get wild.
About to get wild, guys. We're almost done.
Let's go. Give me another one.
Oh shit! I gotta find another one.
Hold on. Why don't I do our ad read and you can come up with something else here? How about that? Does that sound good?
Oh Jesus! I almost want to leave the set for this.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I can do this by myself.
I'm just gonna put it on a one-shot.
Roman lets you do it by yourself. I'm just gonna say that too. It doesn't have to be a team sport. Basketball playoffs are in full swing. The Suns have taken the lead in their series, though it was time for Roman on the court. All right. In the bedroom, do you find yourself like the Dallas Mavericks during the NBA playoffs? Sitting on the sidelines, watching others play hard, wishing you could get it up and participate? Well, Roman is here to help. They address a variety of sexual health needs for men, from low T to ED. Don't be like Luka Doncic and be embarrassed in front of a crowd. Roman's digital health clinic and discreet delivery will help you and your private life keep your private life private. Roman will make it easier for you to play hard and take it to the hole with authority. Get more length in your game and have your partner yelling, "Clark from the logo!" Bang! If you need help penetrating the backcourt or getting down for a backdoor play, try Roman. So when you have a wide open lane to the hole and pull up on a jumper, don't throw up a soft air ball, alley-oops. Try Roman and pound it hard in the paint. You'll be banging the boards in no time. Take it to the rack and give your partner a facial with Roman. Your sex life can be just like the last 2 minutes of a basketball game and keep going and going and going. Use Roman wipes and last up to 4 times longer. Your partner will be just like Book from the three-point arc. Wet. Swish. Don't dribble. Have your partner ball handling between the legs. Go for the easy layup. Roman will have you coming hard off the bench like a baller. To learn more about how you can achieve your personal sexual health goals, go to ro.co/PHNX to get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/PHNX. Roman, nothing but net.
All right, well, speaking of Roman,
Whoa.
did you guys ever, like, while you're watching cartoons as a kid, did you guys ever have a crush on any of the cartoon characters?
Oh, cartoon characters?
Yeah, where you're like, oh.
I mean, Velma.
Do you ever see Who Framed? That's a good one. Do you ever see Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, hell yeah.
Jessica Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the first one.
Yeah.
That's the OG right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So then which cartoon character could you take in a battle? Would you, like, win in a battle?
What kind of battle? Like
1v1. Hands.
1v1
fight?
hands?
Yeah.
It's a
fight.
cartoon. How can you beat a cartoon?
Did you ever
Fucking
see
use your imagination, Saul. Think outside the box.
cartoon character that I could take one-on-one with hands?
Bro, what's that goofy guy that's always hunting the rabbits? Elmer Fudd. Yeah, I'd whoop his ass.
He's got a gun, though.
All of the cartoons, he's the only one that I've seen, with a...
Well, I would be strapped too.
No.
And he's got a little shitty ass shotgun.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. Do you
Espo, who could you take?
Muppet Babies? Any of the Muppet Babies?
Okay.
You're gonna beat up children?
It's a cartoon, and they're
My
not
God.
children.
They're babies.
They're freaking Muppets. Yeah, they're no, but Muppet Babies was a cartoon.
Yeah.
And none of them are children. They're Muppets. So yes, I would kick a baby puppet's ass. All right.
All right. Well, you can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman.
Is that the end of the show?
Yeah.
You can follow the show at PHNX_Suns. You can follow me at Espo. And remember, there's some weird shit that happens on a palate cleanser. So next time we say it's that, be sure you're prepared mentally. Ahoy.
Metro, Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B. Always on the job, my team move like